All right, class. First off, as always, good day. I'm glad you're here. So today's lesson is going to be a continuation on advertisements. Last lesson, we talked about the history of it, things like that, how it progressed over time. Now we're going to dive a little bit deeper into it and basically talk about how it works, things like that. Okay. So let's look at your warm-up picture. There it is. So my question is this. What do you think this artist is trying to say about Amazon and your local stores? Local stores being like the stores you can drive to in town that you can get the stuff like a grocery store. If you have you guys have the Barnes and Noble, you can go to that store. It's in driving distance as opposed to online. Okay, because remember, there's only like a handful of on like actual Amazon stores. You know, and most people in Amazon, it's all online. So, what do you think this artist is trying to say about Amazon and your local stores? Okay. So, oh, and also I forgot to mention this. For those of you guys, because you guys are really, really young compared to me, uh, Amazon started off by selling books. You couldn't get anything else except books, and they would eventually branch out to other things, so where they are now. So again, that should help you out. Okay, to answer this warm up picture. Okay, so pause the video, write your response because we're moving on in three, two, one. Alrighty, so advertisements companies, these guys, they get paid millions of dollars from corporations and companies who are trying to get people to buy their products or at least consider them, go to their store, things like that. So they're looking for four things: attract attention, obtain emotional impact, create color association, and this last one I found was pretty interesting. It's called impactful background colors. Okay. And I'm sure you're thinking to yourself right now, background colors, who cares about that? Exactly what I thought until I started reading about it, and it was fascinating. But we'll wait till we get to that one. So first one, attract attention. Okay, because they really want you to grab your attention right away. Okay, because I don't know if you guys know this, but the first thing your eyes see is color. Okay, if you don't believe me, think about when you were younger, and you're in the back of the car, your parents or whoever is driving, somebody's driving fast, and you go by a sign. You didn't get to read what the sign said, but you saw the colors, right? Like if you're going down to 99, all of a sudden you see a sign that had red and yellow. You might not be able to read what it was, but red and yellow, probably McDonald's. Okay, because again, that's just your mind see. You may not be able to read the word, the price, and all that stuff, but you could see the colors, and your mind associated. Well, we're on the road. There's plenty of McDonald's right along the highway, so your mind basically made two and two together. Okay, so they want to first grab that attention. So they use things like bright colors or dark colors because again, that's what your eyes see first. Then it attain emotional impact. Um, so there's been studies done on this time and time again where they put people like in a room for like 10 minutes. The people in the rooms that are greenish, bluish, and some of that, they seem to have be calm and cool. So if they're told, "Hey, sorry, it's taking 10 minutes, we need just a little bit more time before we see you," those people will be like, "Okay, all right, sure," you know, they're cool and calm, as opposed to people in bright colored rooms, reds and yellows and things like that. Those people in those rooms, the colors agitate them. It heightens their emotions to the point where they told, "Hey, we need a couple more minutes before we bring you out." Oh my God, we've been waiting 10 minutes, and then they get frustrated and angry, and that's what it does. The colors elevates the emotions in you. And the thing is, it's the same rooms. People ask the same thing at the same time. It's just the colors in the room impact people's behaviors. Okay. The next one is create color associations. So we kind of talked about McDonald's with the red and yellow. Businesses want that. Companies want that, that where you associate their colors with their product. Sports teams do this a lot. So, like in class, I said, "What are the colors of the Las Vegas Raiders?" And a student said, "Oh, black and black and gray." And another student was like, "No, black and silver." See the specifics, because why? That team wants you to remember black and silver. You know, that's our color, not gray, silver. Same thing I did with the 49ers in another class. What are the colors of the 49ers? Oh, white, red, and yellow. No, it's not yellow, it's gold. Ah, see, so they're trying to get you to associate those specific colors with their team. Okay. Same thing with like McDonald's and other stores, they try to get you to associate those colors with them. This next one was pretty interesting. I found out it's the impactful background colors, and I'm sure you're like I said earlier, you're probably thinking, well, who cares about the background color? I know, but here's the thing that is interesting. Um, most backgrounds are black, white, things like that. But what they found out in this study is they basically made up some fake companies, right? Just whatever that don't exist, never have existed, and they told these people, "Would you buy from this store?" And like, let's say the logo was red and the background was like maroon, which is basically another red, but kind of a little bit darker, a little bit more purplish. And people were like, no, they felt just no, I want to shop there. Why would I want to get something from that place? Something about how the colors are too similar. Or the colors clash, the background color and the logo, color, the word coloring, or whatever. Um, it clashed and it made people irritated and just like, no, it's based off the colors alone. No, I don't want to shop there. It's a fake company, but yet it's just no, it's just the way it looks now. So they found that out. That background colors, even that plays a factor. The majority of advertisement has two colors. A lot of them are either use a lot of blue or red. Okay. The background color is typically black. There's a lot of them that use black. Why? Because black represents elegance, mystery, and power. And I'm sure you're thinking, well, what about the reds and blues and some of that? You're gonna find that out in a little bit. But first, I wanted to show this because this is something how my professor in college showed me in my class. So if you look at that vending machine, right, you see the Pepsi there, all right, and if you look at the background, the color is blue, right? Now, what does it look like this Pepsi is in? Just laying on top of. And a lot of students said it looked like it's on water. Some said it looks like it's on ice. Yeah, so either one, yeah, right? So blue water, blue ice, what does that kind of represent to you? And everyone said, like, cold. There you go, cold Pepsi. So when you walk by and your mind sees it, you're in your head, you have the thing of, ooh, a cold Pepsi. And that's where you basically decide, do I want that or do I not? Some people, they fall victims. Well, I'll get one later. I'll get soda later. And some people are like, no, I don't like Pepsi. I like Coke better. So, but maybe a cold Coke. Mm, that's how they get you. And if you look at that Denny's menu, this is my favorite part. If you look at the top parts, the 2, 4, 6, 8 menus, if you look at the color, it gets darker as it goes up, right? From a kind of yellow, orange, red, and then maroon, right? Um, you notice that. And also, if you look at the plates, look at the food on there, each one. Look at the $2. Now look at the four. Now look at the six. Now look at the eight. What do you notice? More food, right? And then the colors progress, goes higher, means hey, more excitement. Oh, more food. And also if you notice the bottom two, the six and the eight, they have red and like that reddish, darker reddish maroon type of color. Um, why? Because they want you to think hot. Oh, this is hot. This burger and fries are gonna be nice and hot and crisp. It's gonna be delicious. Same thing with the pancakes, eggs, sausage, bacon, the hash browns. Oh, it's gonna be perfect. Because it's gonna be nice and hot when I get it. So that's the kind of things they do in your head. And the thing is, as one student said in class, oh, but I know that. I know you know that. You know that. But in your subconscious, it's being susceptible to that. It's taking it in and it's like, oh, you know. And the thing is, you can't control your subconscious. So you just, your mouth might be watering, going, oh, that bet you it tastes good. I can't wait to get something. I should make something like that right now. Okay. So going back to what I was saying, colors do represent stuff. It plays a large role in things, how people feel about a particular company or product. Now we talked about the four segmentations in the last lesson: demographic, psychographic, behavioral, and geographic. Colors play a role too, and specific colors affect different things, and people at different ages. Okay, so if you really think about it, like, look at kids under 5 years old. Do you ever see them have toys that are gray or has different shades of gray? No, huh? A lot of them are bright red, bright blue, bright green, bright purple, bright, whatever. Man, you don't see grays, blacks. You really don't see those colors. Why? Because those bright colors, especially with younger, really younger kids, it grabs their attention and they're like, I want it. Give it to me. Same thing with the commercials they watch. If you have little brothers, sisters, nieces, nephews, whatever, look at when they watch TV, look at their commercials they watch, and you'll see the boom, boom in their face and bright colors and things like that because they want to get their attention. That's when they go, I want that. You know, they always say that. Do they really want it? No. It's just that they see it, they don't got it. It looks cool, it looks the colors and everything looks like exciting, so I want it. Okay. Um, Even holidays, the colors of a holiday effect. So if you look at red and green, which is usually associated with Christmas, that's excitement, strength, love, nature, healing, freshness, quality. And isn't that what Christmas is about? Love, healing, quality time with your family, getting together, things like that. So yeah, even the colors uh, picked out for the holidays are represented. They have a meaning. Now here's the thing, though. Not every color represents the same thing to every person around the world. Different parts of the world have different associations with color. Okay. Um, so, like, look at pink, for example. Pink says compassion, sincerity, sophistication, sweet. Okay, sure. But if you look at the Middle East, you don't see guys wearing pink. There are guys here in this country who wear pink, and they're totally, straight. They have girlfriends, things like that. They just don't mind wearing pink. It's just like, I look good in pink, you know. But in the Middle East, they look at pink as like that's a feminine color. Only girls should wear clothes like that. You know, guys should not be wearing that kind of stuff because and in their culture and some religions they look down upon that. So, yeah. And if you notice, a lot of those guys they wear whites, blacks, beige, some form of like a lighter shade of brown type of thing. But you never see them wear green, yellow, pinks. You don't. Okay, because again, those colors just represent differently to them, and especially for guys to wear them, they look down upon that. Okay, so again, different cultures, different meanings. Again, like a lot of Asian cultures, green is good. Green is a good luck. Green is a preferred color as opposed to like a red or black or white. No, you should wear green. Okay. So let's go ahead and move on. Now, the best advertisements can persuade you quite easily using one of three things or a combination, and that's ethos, pathos, or logos. And yes, as a student pointed out in class, um, Mr. Brazine, the English teacher at the school, um, he has taught ethos, pathos, logos. So if you remember that, what ethos, pathos, and logos are, awesome. that's great. It's really going to help you out. But if you don't, you have no idea what those are. That's why I have this here for you. So ethos is basically anything credible or trustworthy. So a person's personal brand. It's like Kim Kardashian saying, "This is my perfume. I made it." People are gonna be like, "Well, yeah, she made it, and probably smells like her because she made it. She probably wears it, so I'm gonna buy it because that's what she wears." Confidence in delivery, a credible source. So if a soldier coming back from like Iraq and things like that says, I'm a decorated soldier, I fought in this place, I was wounded here, I got the Purple Heart for this, I got all these medals. This gun is the best gun I have ever used, and this and that. You should buy it. Well, chances are he knows what he's talking about because he went to combat. He knows about guns. You know, he actually fought in war. So if he's saying that this gun is good, maybe I should get that gun. Okay. Now, pathos is more emotions. They're more like the thing of things like values. So they gives like stories, inspirational stories, using vivid language to give you an idea of what's going on. So I gave the example of me, like on my TikToks. I talk about, like over half my stories on there are about me going through cancer, you know, talking about the tumor I had, the radiation, the chemo, the surgery to remove the tumor, my checkups, things like that. So if there was an ad where they're talking about like, oh, be sure you get screened for cancer, some of that, they might put like one of my stories about that, like, oh, if I had gotten to check the screening test, they could have, you know, uh, not had to take out my calf muscle, things like that. That's a story. That's a true story, and that might get people to go, "Oh my God, that happened to that guy. It might happen to me." So 'cause that's pathos. They're using the emotions of what I went through to convey, like, "Hey, you should do this or do that." Logos is logical, proof, reason, however you want to say it. Basically there's some type of proof, some type of stats on there, statistics saying, 4 out of 5 dentists approve this. You know, clinical trials have shown that this food makes you smarter. You know, things like that. It just doesn't say this guy eats this, he's good. No, it's giving stats. You could lose 40 pounds by working out and using this product. You know, an average person loses so much a week using this product. That's stats. That's to give people the information of, oh, this stuff works on some people, and on average, these type of numbers I can expect to lose. Okay, so that's the three: ethos, pathos, logos. Now, before you move on, if you don't understand, I would strongly recommend that you go on Google, type in each one of them, ask for like put on their examples or something. Um, just in case my example didn't work, it didn't help you if it confused you or whatever. Then I'll go on Google, look for simpler terms, things like that. Okay, uh, because the thing is, you're going to need that for the next part. Now, on your paper, you'll see 4 lines, right? That's what these 4 lines are for. You're going to write number one, if that one is ethos, pathos, or logos. Number two, if that one's ethos, pathos, or logos. Number three, same thing, is it ethos, pathos, or logos? And number four, is that ethos, pathos, or logos? Um, if you were just skipping the whole thing and you didn't even read or just know anything about what ethos, pathos, or logos is, you need to look at your notes and you need to go back like a couple minutes and listen to that part of this lecture video because um, I'm going to be grading this for those of you guys who are watching this video. I am going to read it and see, and if you get it wrong, I am going to mark it wrong. Okay. We try to do this in class, and almost all of them, 3 of the 4 classes, went along with me and basically told me, yeah, I think this is ethos, I think this is pathos, or what things like that. And we went over it. One class didn't want to share, so I'm telling them the same thing as I'm telling you. You get it wrong, I'm marking it wrong. You're losing a point because they didn't want to share. They didn't want to talk. So, and you guys can't. And if you just again fast forward, you're not hearing this right now. So, so again, if you don't get it right, I'm marking it wrong. Okay. Now, here's my question to you. Again, if you haven't listened to any of this lecture video, you just kept skipping, you need to go back. Okay. Because if you write down something that makes no sense, you're like, I think it's ethos because it's everywhere. Well, what do you mean by that? That tells me you didn't read it. You didn't understand what ethos is or pathos or logos. Okay. And again, I'm just going to mark it wrong because that tells me you didn't learn. You didn't know. You didn't bother to learn anything. So I'm just going to not give you any points. You give me crap answer, you get crap score. That's the way it goes. Okay. So again, think about everyday life. When you wake up in the morning till you go to bed at night, you look at all these advertisements on TV, on the billboards, everywhere on your phone, between videos on YouTube and some of that. Um, what do you see more? More ethos, more pathos, or more logos? And again, look back on your notes, and if you still don't understand, go back to your notes, read through it again. Okay. And again, if you still don't know, go on Google, put ethos, examples, simpler terms, you know, and that should help you. Okay. So once you've answered this question, you're done with this lesson. So hopefully you learned something new. Hopefully you enjoyed it. So with that being said, guys, you take care, you be safe, and I'll see you guys later. Okay.